Why, hello there, friend. I'm ever so glad you're here. We've got a soft, gentle story tonight, just right for you. So, snuggle up and close your eyes, and let's drift into a snuggy story together. Once upon a time, there was a little rabbit named Pip. Pip loved to explore. Every day he hopped through the meadow, always hoping to find something new and exciting. Something that made him wonder and giggle. Now, today, Pip found something rather strange. Laying under an old oak tree was a large, soft piece of fabric. It was bright blue with tiny, tiny, shiny stars stitched all around the edges. It looked almost magical. Pip's nose twitched with curiosity as he gently nudged it with his paw. "What is this magic fabric?" Pip said excitedly, tilting his head to one side. It was so soft and so big, and those shiny stars made it look like it belonged in a fairy tale. Maybe it's a magic cape, Pip said, his eyes growing wide. He picked it up, draped it over his shoulders, and spun around, feeling the breeze catch the edges. It did feel like a cape, but something about it still felt rather odd. Pip spread the fabric on the grass. Oh, it was absolutely huge, almost as big as the space under the tree. Maybe, just maybe, it was a magic picnic rug for fairies or animals or other magical creatures to gather around. And so Pip lay down on it, looking up in the sky. It was comfortable, but not quite right. He scratched his head. Pip said, rolling onto his back. Maybe it's not meant for the grass at all. As the sun began to dip, the sky turned to warm colours of orange, pink, and gold. Pip decided to take the magic fabric home. He bunched it all up in his tiny paws and began hopping back along the path to his cozy burrow. Once he arrived, Pip placed the magic fabric beside his usual sleeping spot. He looked at it again, still unsure what its true purpose was. It must be something very special, he thought. That night, the air turned chilly and stars appeared in the sky, and Pip snuggled into his usual spot of soft leaves. He curled up tightly, trying to stay warm, but tonight the cold seemed to seep right through the leaves. He wriggled, trying to find a comfy position, but it wasn't enough. Pip glanced over the magic fabric. Could it be? Could it be used to keep me warm? He wriggled his nose and went over to pick it up. It was so soft and smooth under his paws. He gave it a quick shake and then carefully wrapped it around himself. It was big enough to cover his whole body, even his floppy ears, and it was so, so warm. Ah, just right, Pip whispered as he settled back down. It was like being wrapped in a gentle hug. The magic fabric felt perfect, and soon Pip's eyes began to droop. He didn't know what it was meant for, but right now it seemed like it was exactly right for him. Pip drifted into sleep, wrapping up in the magic fabric, and soon he began to dream. In his dream, Pip was floating on a soft, fluffy cloud. It felt like the magic fabric, warm and so light, lifting him up into the sky. The cloud carried him across the fields of golden carrots. The air was so gentle, the sky was glowing softly, and everything felt peaceful, like the world itself was giving him a gentle hug. Wow, whispered Pip in his dream. Below him were rows of sparkling golden carrots, stretching as far as he could see. He floated above them, the clouds swaying like a boat on gentle waters. Suddenly, one of the clouds dipped, and Pip bounced softly on it, just like hopping from one fluffy pillow to another. He giggled, each bounce taking him higher and higher, and his laughter echoed in the sky. The clouds seemed to understand his happiness, lifting him gently, letting him float without a care. The clouds then began to wrap around Pip, just like the magic fabric had wrapped around him in the burrow. The stars twinkled above him, and Pip felt safe, like he was exactly where he was meant to be. Suddenly, Pip felt something tickling under his ear. He tried to shake it off, but it just kept on tickling until finally he wiggled his nose and Pip sneezed himself awake, eyes blinking open. Oh my goodness, Pip looked around, still wrapped up in the magic fabric, all safe in his burrow. The tickle had been from a loose bit of fabric brushing against his nose. Pip laughed softly and shook his head. Then Pip heard a soft voice. Ah, it was his mum, standing at the entrance of his burrow, smiling at him. "Oh, Pip, where did you get that blanket?" she asked gently. Pip blinked. "A blanket?" he asked, looking down at the fabric wrapped around him. His mum nodded. "Yes, that's what it's called. It's a blanket. It's for keeping warm, my dear." Pip's eyes widened. He hugged the fabric close. It wasn't a magic cape, or a picnic rug, or even a flying carpet. It was something even better. A blanket made to keep him warm and cozy. Ah, a blanket. I knew it was special, Pip whispered. He snuggled deeper, feeling its warmth all around him. His mum smiled and said, "Sleep well, Pip, and dream of happy things." Pip sighed, resting his head down. He whispered, "Good night, little blanket. Good night, Mum." His voice trailed off as his eyes closed, and soon he he was drifting back into sleep, dreaming once again of clouds, golden carrots, and new adventures waiting just for him.